We are deeply disturbed that one of President Biden's first actions in office has been to rescind the presidential permit for the Keystone XL pipeline border crossing. This is a gut punch for the Canadian and Alberta economies. Sadly, it is an insult directed at the United States' most important ally and trading partner on day one of a new administration. Today, as I speak, over 2,000 women and men have lost their jobs or are heading home from good-paying union jobs as a result of this decision. My thoughts go to every one of them as they cope with the distressing consequences of today's decision. We'll continue to fight for them and for the 59,000 jobs that this project would create. Let's be clear about what happened today. The leader of our closest ally retroactively vetoed approval for a pipeline that already exists and which is co-owned by a Canadian government, directly attacking by far the largest part of the Canada-U.S. trade relationship, which is our energy industry and exports. Former President Trump had, as a much more central campaign promise, ripping up the NAFTA agreement and imposing steel and aluminum tariffs on imports to the United States. Canada did not accept or respect or merely express disappointment at those campaign pledges and policies. Canada, quite rightly under Prime Minister Trudeau's leadership, fought to defend this country's vital economic interests against those election campaign commitments of the last president. I can't understand why the Canadian government would go to the wall with strong language, not respecting or accepting the aluminum or steel tariffs, but immediately imposing countervailing tariffs on the United States. Why would the federal government do that when we have at most a few $billion of aluminum and steel exports to the United States, but would take no similar measure to defend a $90 billion export industry, Canadian energy, shipped to the United States, which employs directly and indirectly hundreds of thousands of Canadians? I did consult with our partners in this project at TC Energy this afternoon, and none of us are going to rush into making any improvised decisions here. We're going to take our time, do a close legal analysis of the actual wording of the executive order signed by the President today. And again, we'll urge the federal government to not take this off the table, but put it at the center of the table in the bilateral relationship. If they decide to surrender in the defense of Canada's vital economic interests, and we determine that there's no legal avenue to proceed with construction effectively under the permit, then we'll have to, as you know, TC Energy today announced already that they've, in consultation with us, decided to suspend construction indefinitely. That will reduce any potential liability that we might incur for construction in this quarter. And ultimately, a decision may have to be made that we will make in the interest of Alberta taxpayers, TC Energy in the interest of their shareholders, to suspend the project. And if that happens, then there would be liquidation of assets. But that is not our first option.